So, hello students. Today we are going to start with the seventh lecture of Introduction to C++. So, today's topic would be loops. Introduction to loops. Okay. So, as you have seen the previous videos, I have explained about the structure of a C++ program, right? So, in the structure of a C++ program, you might have gone through different parts like the header files, right? Like the header files which are there, and after that we have the main function. So inside the main function we execute or write these loops. Okay, loops. Now the question is, what is loops or what are loops, right? What are loops? So let me brief you with this very simple example. For example, let's say, let me increase the font size a little bit so that you can see or it is visible to you. Okay, right. So I hope it is visible now. Now, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, that whenever you want to write something or display out on the screen, we write it through a in C++, we write it through a cout statement, right? So let's say cout, I am a student of class 10, right? So as you can see, this is a statement which will display this line. Now, what is this? This is a string, right? This is a string which gives a output statement. Cout means it gives the output statement or it displays any message to the user. Basically, cout and cin have two different purposes. When you want to display something to the user through the help of a program, you use the cout statements, cout, and when you want to take any input from the user, you use the cin statements. Okay, let's say a, we want to value of a. So these are two different statements, right? So now let me put forward a condition that I have given a program and told you that write this line or print this line 10 times, right? So when you want to, when the question asked is being asked that print this line 10 times, what is the solution? So see, one probable solution would be you would write this statement 5 times, right? Like this, right? This is a solution, right? But as you can see that if you do this, the length of the program increases unwantedly. So as human beings or as programmers, you don't want your code to be unnecessarily lengthy, as because it will simply increase the length of the program and it will not be user friendly, right? So it is better to make such a statement that I will write the statement one time and if I can print it 5 times, right? So here comes the use of loops. Okay, so see, it is written that there may be a situation where you need to execute a block of code several number of times. So that's what we were saying, that this is a block of code, right? This is a block of code. Cout, I am a student of class 10, right? So I have to execute this how many times? I have to execute this block 5 times. Let us say 5 times. So for doing that, the only probable way is by use of loops. Okay. So in C++, what is loop? A loop statement or looping statement allows us to execute a looping statement allows to execute a statement or a local group of statements multiple times, right? It helps you to execute one line or one statement multiple times. Okay, so now coming back to the thing that where can you use loops? So there may be programs as such as, let us say you are asked to print numbers from 1 to 10. So you can do it using loops, right? Suppose you want to print this a single line 5 times or 10 times, maybe 100 times. So you can use loops, okay? You can use loops like this. So what shall be done? This above line, see out, I am a student of class 10, shall be put inside a loop, inside the body of a loop. Okay. So first of all, you have to know what are the different types of loops. We have to know what are the different types of loops. Okay. What are the different types of loops? The first kind of loop, as you can see on the screens, my dear students, the first loop is while loop. Okay, there are four types of loops: while loop, for loop, do while loop, and nested loops. Okay, so now while loop repeats a statement. What does it do? It repeats a statement. It repeats a statement or a group of statements while a condition is true. Okay, so this while loop, as it is being given in the screen, say students, while loop, what does it do? It repeats a set of statements or a group of instructions, as you can say, while the condition is true, right? Until and unless the condition gets false, it will not get out of the loop. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. Similarly, you have for loop, do while loop, and nested loops. Okay. So in today's lecture, we shall go through this while loop and do while loop. Okay. We shall go through while loop and do while loop. And in the next lectures, we shall go for loop and nested loops. Okay. So let's see how the execution is done. Okay. And what the syntax looks like. So here is while loop for you. As you can see in the screens, while loop. A while loop statement repeatedly executes a target statement as long as the given condition is true. So in the syntax, see, this is the syntax of a while loop. The syntax of a while loop looks like this. It looks like this. See, while, this is while, you write while, and in bracket you put the conditions. You put the conditions, and inside this code block, see, inside this code block, you will write the statements. Okay, you will write the statements. I know it is a bit difficult for you to understand it right now, but when the program will get executed, you will surely understand all this. Okay, so now looking at the flow. So see, let's say that the program starts from here, this part. The program starts from this part. So this is the code block. This is the while condition, right? As you saw in the previous page, while, here will be the condition, and inside this bracket there will be a conditional code. So now as the program, let us look at the flow chart. Okay, this is the flow chart of how the program or how the while loop works. So when the program starts functioning, it checks for the condition. Here it checks for the condition. Now if the condition is true, the code block will get executed. If the condition is true, the code block will get executed. Again, it will check the condition. If it is true, the code block will get executed. So this is kind of a cycle. This is the loop which continues. Getting my boys? Student, this is the loop or cycle. This is the cycle or loop which continues as long as the condition is true. And once the condition is false, once the condition is false, the program terminates and the loop gets executed. Okay. Now let us look at this with the help of an example. So suppose I have to print numbers. See, I have already done the program for your convenience. So this is a program to print numbers, to print certain numbers from 10 to, let's say, 20. Okay, let's say 10 to 20. You have numbers to print from, suppose for numbers, 10 numbers starting from 20. So what shall we do? So this, as you all know, this is the header file. This part is the header file, hash include IO stream. So if you have gone through the previous videos, obviously you will understand these header files and all. So let us go directly into the main function, as because the loop is executed here. So this is int main. This whole is your main function, body of the main function, where you will write your loop. Okay. Now students, this what you are seeing in the blue color. This what you are seeing in the blue color with two slashes. These are comment lines. These are certain comment lines. So they don't play a part of the program, but the thing is that if you write comments, it is very easy to understand what things are going on within the program and what is being done. Okay. Now, starting from the main function. So see, this is the body of the main function, right? Int main function. Inside this main function, we have declared a, what is this? Int is the data type. What is the name of the variable? The variable name is a, and I have assigned a value 10 to this variable. Okay. So for the beginning, or let's say for the starting part, let's say the value of a is 20. Okay. The value of a, let's say, is 20. Now while, let's say the value of a is 20. Now let's say this is a variable being created. There is a variable created named a. Okay, students. So there is a variable named a. Now in the condition, see, this is the syntax, right? This is the proper syntax how we write, as you have seen. So while, you write while. After that, inside the bracket you write the condition. Let's say in this program the condition is that a should, while a is less than 20. Okay, so you want to print all the numbers from 10 to 20. So you want to print 10 numbers starting from 10. Okay, so a should be less than 20, obviously. Now while a is less than 20, I have put a cout statement. I have put this cout statement which will print the value. So value of a is will be displayed here, and after that a plus plus. Now what is a plus plus, students? A plus plus stands for increment. So each time I go through this iteration, the value of a is increased. Okay, so now let's say the functioning. Okay, initially let's say we had 10 here. Okay, initially we had 10 here. Initially we had 10 here. So what will happen? Let's say, let's get into this loop. Okay, so a is less than 20. So initially the value is 10. So 10 is less than 20. Yes, true. If the condition is true, then it will print the value of a. This line will get executed. Okay, after that, after the execution, a plus plus. Now a plus plus means the value of this will get incremented. So earlier it was 10. Now it will become, let's say, it will become 11. Okay, now the value becomes 11, right? Now the value becomes 11. So when the value becomes 11, let's say here the value became 11, then again it will check the condition. Is 11 less than 20? Yes, true. If the condition is true, again this statement will get printed. So this time what value will get printed? This time the value will which will get printed is 11. Again we will increment this 11. A plus plus, since it is a plus plus here, since it is a plus plus here, you can have a look nicely. A plus plus here, so the value again will get incremented. This time how much will it be? This time how much will it be? It will be, let's, what is the next value? 11 plus 1, we have, let's say we have 12. Okay, let's say we have 12 as the next value. let's say we have 12 as the next value. Again the condition gets checked, a less than 20. So is 12 less than 20? Yes, of course, yes. Again this line, this cout statement will get printed, will get executed, sorry, it will get executed, this cout will get executed. Again a plus plus. So the in the next iteration, a plus, a plus plus means 12, the previous value was 12. So what will be the next value? The next value will again get changed to 13. The next value again shall get changed to 13. So again 13 is less than 20, right? So again there will be an increment and there will be execution of this statement. So 13 is less than 20, yes, true. Again the cout will get executed. Again a plus plus. In the a plus plus, what will you get this time? 13 plus 1, we get what? We get 14, right? हम लोगों को कितना मिलता है? हम लोग को वैल्यू 14 के हिसाब से मिलता है. So we get 14, right? So if we get 14, so like this, how many times this will get continued? This will go on incrementing, and at the last iteration, we get, see, I'm doing it for you all. So let's say this loop has executed, suppose 19 times, right? Let's say the value here is 19, right? So when value is 19, a 19, the value which is stored in a is 19. So when 19 is the value, it will get checked. Is 19 less than 20? Yes, true. Cout the value of a will be this time 90. A plus plus, when a plus plus will be done, now this time the value of a here becomes, let's say, a plus plus means 19 plus 1. I think I'm right. So this time the value changes to 20. So when the value changes to 20, you can see that here when the value changes to 20, so 20 is 20 less than 20? No. So it will get out of the loop, means what? This condition became false now, and the loop gets terminated and we get to return 0, right? That means the program execution has stopped. So now let's run this and let's see how it works. So I have compiled, no errors, nothing. The compilation is successful. Now let's run. So as you can see on the screens, this is the value, right? These are the different values that you get: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, right? So what was the last value? The last value was 19, right? When the value changed to 20, when the value changed, when this value changed to 20, what had happened? As you can see, when the value changed to 20, this condition, my dear students, this condition becomes false. So since this condition became false, there this statement, cout statement, will not get executed this time, and the control of the loop gets out from here and the loop execution ends. Okay, so I hope students this is clear. You can try it out on your personal desktops or laptops, whatever you have. Now let's go to do while loops. Okay, so since you have understood while loops, in while loop what had happened? In while loop, you do the condition checking, and after that you do the increment, right? Or after that you do the condition checking. After doing the condition checking, you do the statement execution. Here the scenario is little bit different. Here, first of all, the statement is executed, after that the condition is being checked. Okay, here do statements, after that you have the conditions, right? Now see, do do look at this flow chart, students. So what is being said here? As you see, from this point, my dear students, from this point the program starts to run. So firstly, this is the syntax: do the condition, and after that while. Do this is the block of the do while loop. So here the conditional code is there, whatever statements, what like in the previous example you had seen the cout one, right? So here you will add the see out statement. After that, the condition checking will be done. Previously, what was done? Previously, beforehand, the condition got checked. After that, the statement got executed. Here, the reverse is being done. Before or at the first or at the beginning, the conditional code or the statements get executed, and after that, the condition is being checked. Now, let us go to the flow chart again. The program starts here and goes to the code block directly. As you can see, it goes to the block directly, and after executing this code block, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, again the code block will run. If the condition is true, again the code block will run, and once that it gets false, the loop, it gets out of the loop and the body of the loop terminates. Okay, the body of the loop terminates and the program ends. So see, as students, you can see this is the loop that we are talking about. This is the loop that we are talking about, which is going again over and over and over again until and unless the condition gets false. Okay, now let us again see this also with an example. So as you can see, students, these are again the, these two parts are again the comment section. So this is the local variable that you have. So this is the local variable that you have, right? Similarly, let's look at the functioning of this. Okay, let's look at the functioning of this. So here, as you can see, students, this is the main function's body. So inside the main function, what have I done? I have put in the do while loop. See, this part is known as the do while loop. So previously you had seen that it was while here and the condition checking was done around this part, around this part. Now the reverse is being done. First of all, this statement gets executed. After that, the increment is being done. Now students, let's see this. Previously, in the previous example, in this place it was a plus plus. So a plus plus exactly means the same as a equal to a plus 1. That means here also we are doing an increment by 1. Okay, we are doing an increment by the value 1. Now again, we have kept the similar condition that a should be less than 20. Okay, students, a should be less than 20. I have kept the same condition in this program also. Now, how does the execution, how is the execution of this program going to happen? Let's see. Okay, so also here I have created a variable named a. I have created a variable named a, and here also initially I have put the value. Initially I have also put the value here. Let's say we shall begin with a value. This time let's change it a little bit. Let us put this as 11. Now if I put this as 11, I should put it as how much? I should put it as 21, right? Then only it will print the 10 numbers, isn't it? I shall change it to 21 this time. So how is the functioning going to happen? Let's check it once. Let's check it once. Now, as you can see, students, initially the value here which is stored here is, let's say, 11. Now here, do do means when the control enters the loop's body, this statement will get printed. The value of a will get printed here. Okay, so at first, what is the value of a? Initially it is 11. Now again, a plus 1. A plus 1 means here 11 plus 1. So what is 11 plus 1? 11 plus 1 here stands for 12. 11 plus 1 is 12, right? So when 11 plus 1 is 12, again it checks the condition. Is 12 less than 21? Again it checks for this part. See, is 12 less than 21? Yes. Again the control goes to this part. See out, the value of 12 gets printed. Again increment. Again increment. So this time what will be the value after incrementing? It will change. 12 plus 1, it becomes 13, right? So it becomes 13. Again it will check a less than 21 means what? 13 is 13 less than 21. If yes, if yes, Again the control goes to this do. So now it prints the value of a is this time 13. Again a plus 1, again a plus 1. If you do again a plus 1, then what will be the value? If again a plus 1, then the value, the previous value was 13, so 13 plus 1 this time 14, right? So again the value 14 gets printed. A plus 1 15. So is 15 less than 21? Yes. If 15 less than 21, then again this 15, the value 15 which is stored here, it will get printed. After that again a equal to a plus 1 means 15 equal to 15 plus 1, that is 16. Again 16 less than 21, yes, true. So it will go on, it will go on until you reach, suppose, 20. The last value which will be printed is, my dear students, the last value which gets printed is 20. Now why? The reason being that when a equal to a plus 1 is, suppose the last value is 20, okay, so if we do a equal to a plus 1, that means 20 plus 1, that is 21. So is 21 less than 21? No. This time the condition here gets false, the condition here gets false, and this time when the control goes here, it will, the loop ends, and this part, my dear students, this part won't get executed anymore. So let us dry run this and let's see. So I think there are no errors, zero errors with zero warnings. So students, always remember that when you are doing this kind of a program, so see, I prefer myself, I prefer Def C++ as because the here much of the things are get very clear, and you can easily rectify your errors through this dialog box. If there are any errors, it will show here. Okay, so since in this program the number of errors is 0 and warnings is 0, let's run this and let's see how much does it print. Right, so I had started from a equal to 11, then increment a plus plus 8 becomes 12, then again 13, it went up till 20. So when the value became 20, as you can see students, when the value became 20, when the value of a becomes 20, then after that the last increment is being done, where the last increment was done here at this line. So when a became a equal to a plus 1, that is 20 plus 1 21, then the condition checking was done. When the condition got checked, is 21 less than 21? It was false, and the program, the control got out of the loop, and the program got executed. Right? So I hope, my dear students, this is clear about while and do while loop. So what I will suggest you is that please practice this at home. Please practice this at home. I shall be providing with this notes, okay, so that you can read and have a brief understanding of what it is. And my dear students, please do practice at any compiler, okay, whether it be Turbo C or Def C++ or any compiler that you use. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to use this. It is as per my convenience that I use this console, okay, before as because I'm acquainted with it well and I know how it functions. So students, please practice it at home. Please try to write this program once in your copies on textbooks or notebooks, and after that you try to execute this program or run this program once in a while so that you can understand how this functions, how this part functions in your program. Okay, how the control goes from the loop, inside the loop to outside the loop, how the increment is being done, what are the variables that you are going to fix. All these things will come only through practice. So I suggest you that the more practice you do with your programs, the more clearer the picture shall become. Okay. So with this, I end today's lecture, and I hope you shall go through it and try to understand it better. Okay. Thank you.